Okay, I didn't make a video yesterday because I was really busy, and also, this video interests me. It's an actual argument that I can engage with, and I had to stop and think about. So, I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to give my response as respectfully as I can. No hate to this guy. I want to explain my reasoning in full.
Why can't the left and the right even agree on what constitutes a human right? Someone on the left might say every human has a right to things like free healthcare and free college, while someone
Among other things, but yes.
on the right might say human rights only include things like freedom of speech and freedom of religion. To know who's
So, this is a dichotomy between positive and negative rights, which he'll get into and then I'll get into after.
right, you need to know the difference between positive and negative rights. Negative rights come with a duty simply to not interfere, therefore you have this right as long as somebody else doesn't jump into your life and actively take it away.
An example of this is your right to swing your fist ends where my nose begins.
Things like freedom of speech and freedom of religion would fall in this category. Positive rights, on the other hand, come with a duty to interfere. Therefore, you do not have this right unless somebody else actively pays for it and or provides it to you. Things like free college and free healthcare would fall in this category. The reason why the left is generally wrong on this issue is because they believe in positive rights, which actually don't exist.
They do, and I will explain how.
This is because you cannot have a right to anything that would require the labor and resources of another person to provide. Why can't the
Okay, an interesting video and a well made argument. Here's my counter response. Positive rights are important because they improve society as a whole, and we live in a society. I know that phrase is a meme, but take things like your right to vote or your right to an attorney. Both of those things require labor from other people, and yet they are considered essential for a functioning democracy. Just because, you know, you can have a negative right and you can wander out into the desert where there's no one to stop you from doing anything. But I don't really care so much about that because when you live in society, you're dealing with positive and negative rights. Both your freedom of speech, as he mentioned, but also your right to an attorney or your right to vote. Those are things that require the work of other people, and yet we all collaborate together. I'm sure, as a conservative, he would agree that having a military or police force, which are positive rights, are essential for a healthy democracy. So you need a balance of both. You need both in equal measure, because if you don't, you have breakdowns in the structures of society.